Good morning, dear students. After discussing Ben Jonson, now we would like to discuss uh, Edmund John Millington Synge for in the second part of your block number 3rd. You see, this J.M. Synge, who was born on 16 April 1871 and died on 24 March 1909, was an Irish playwright, poet and prose writer, travel writer and collector of folklore. He was a key figure in the Irish literary revival and was one of the co-founders of the Abbey Theatre. In our earlier slides of the paper number 1st, we discussed about William Butler Yeats and his contribution for the development of Abbey Theatre. So, my dear friends, there we discussed how Abbey Theatre was built up, how with the contribution of Lady Gregory, William Butler Yeats and J.M. Synge, you see this Abbey Theatre went to the newer heights, went to the different heights of development. So, J.M. Synge, my dear friends, is best known for his play, The Playboy of the Western World. This is the fine creation, and this is what is prescribed in our syllabus also. So, he is best known for his play, The Playboy of the Western World, which caused riots in Dublin during its opening run at the Abbey Theatre. Although he came from an Anglo-Irish background, Synge's writings are mainly concerned with the world of the Roman Catholic peasants of rural Ireland and with what he saw as the essential paganism of their worldview. So, as a matter of fact, J.M. Synge came from an Anglo-Irish background, but his writings are very much related with the Roman Catholic peasants and the rural Ireland also, because this was the view that he saw at the very early stage of his life. Synge suffered from Hodgkin's disease, a form of cancer that was untreatable at the time. He died weeks short of his 38th birthday as he was trying to complete his last play, Directory of Sorrows. So he died at the very early age and could not be with us and could not be alive for a longer time. Synge joined the Dublin Naturalists Field Club and read the works of Charles Darwin. So he joined the Dublin Naturalists Field Club and read the works of Charles Darwin. He wrote, "When I was about 14, I obtained a book of Darwin's. My studies showed me the force of what I read, and the more I put it from me, the more it rushed back with new instances and power. Soon afterwards, I turned my attention to works of Christian evidence, reading them at first with pleasure, soon with doubt, and at last, in some cases, with derision." He then continued, "Soon after I had relinquished the kingdom of God, I began to take up a real interest in the kingdom of Ireland. My politics bent round to a temperate nationalism." So this was what the feeling expressed by J.M. Synge. Synge later developed an interest in Irish antiquities and the Aran Islands and became a member of the Irish League for a year. He had a very peculiar interest, a very deep interest in Irish languages and in Irish national theatre also. He left the League because, as he told Montgomery, "My theory of regeneration for Ireland differs from yours. I wish to work on my own for the cause of Ireland, and I shall never be able to do so if I get mixed up with the revolutionary and semi-military movement." So he very clearly told Montgomery that their idea of the development of Irish League and Irish culture and languages was very much different from his. So his idea was very much different. That is why he actually left the League. In 1893, he published his first known work, a poem influenced by Wordsworth, in Cottawas, a college miscellany. Synge's plays helped to set the dominant style of plays at the Abbey Theatre until the 1940s. You see, he was the primary figure, he was one of the primary figures. So he tried to establish a particular and dominant style, and his style was his own style, and that helped launch a new and different kind of style during the time of Abbey Theatre. The stylized realism of his writing was reflected in the training given at the theatre's school of acting, and plays of peasant life were the main staple of the repertoire until the end of the 1950s. C.N. O'Casey, the next major dramatist to write for the Abbey, knew Synge's work well and attempted to do for the Dublin working classes what Synge had done for the rural poor. Brandon Van, Paul Vincent Carroll, Brunsley McNamara, and Lex Robinson were all indebted to Synge. So, as we were talking, my dear friends, that you see the leading figures of the contemporary world were very much influenced by the style and the works and the plays of John M. Synge. The critic Vivian Mercier was among the first to recognize Samuel Beckett's debt to Synge. This is a very important point to remember. You see, Vivian Mercier was the first critic who recognized that Samuel Beckett even was indebted to Synge. Beckett was a regular member of the audience at the Abbey in his youth and particularly admired the plays of Yeats, Synge, and Casey. Mercier points out parallels between Synge's casts of tramps, beggars, and peasants and many of the figures in Beckett's novels and dramatic works. So, as we were talking, my dear friends, in our earlier slides also, that he exercised a wider influence over so many people, and he exercised a different kind of influence on different people. In fact, you see, he had a kind of influence over Samuel Beckett also. In recent years, Synge's cottage in the Aran Islands has been restored as a tourist attraction. So the place where he used to live has been, you see, has become a kind of tourist attention place. Now the tourists have started coming there. An annual Synge summer school has been held every summer since 1991 in the village of Rathdrum, County Wicklow. The Playboy of the Western World. This is the drama, my dear friends. This is the play written by Synge actually, and it is one of the best works ever written by J.M. Synge. The Playboy of the Western World is a 3-act play written by Irish playwright John Millington Synge and first performed at the Abbey Theatre, Dublin on 26 January 1907. It is set in Michael James Flaherty's public house in County Mayo on the west coast of Ireland. So, as we were talking, my dear friends, it was first of all performed on 26 January 1907, and it is one of the best known plays of Synge. It is set in Michael James Flaherty's public house in County Mayo on the west coast of Ireland during the early 19th century. It tells the story of Christy Mahone, very important point, very important character of this play, the Playboy of the Western World. So, the play tells the story of Christy Mahone, a young man running away from his farm, claiming he killed his father. So he was running from his farm and he says that he has killed his father. The locals are more interested in vicariously enjoying his story than in condemning the immorality of his murderous deed. So people were, interestingly enough, you see, interested in listening his deed and the task. They were not interested that he did a very bad deed and it was not a, it was a BCS task. He captures the romantic attention of the barmaid Pegeen Mike, the daughter of Flaherty. So actually, he captures the romantic attention also of the barmaid Pegeen Mike, who was the daughter of Flaherty. The main characters in the play, Christy Mahon, you see, who killed his father, old Mahon, Christy's father, Michael James Flaherty, he was a publican. Then Margaret Flaherty is called Pegeen Mike, Michael's daughter, and the barmaid. She is Pegeen Mike, and she is a barmaid. And then Sean Keogh, Pegeen's fiance. Then a widow Queen, a widow about 30 years old. Then Philly Cullen and Jimmy Farrell. They are farmers. Sarah Tansey, Susan Brady, Honor Blake, and Nellie. These are the Blaze girls, a bellman, and some peasants. So here we go for synopsis, my dear friends, and we will understand what the story is. And in synopsis, we would like to understand the movements of the characters and the dialogue delivery and the kind of plot, you see, the kind of story structure that Playboy of the Boston World has got. So we would like to discuss all of those things. On the west coast of County Mayo, Christy Mahon stumbles into Flaherty's tavern. There he claims that he is on the run because he killed his own father by driving a lorry into his head. So he was actually running from one particular place and accepting the fact that he killed his father. Flaherty praises Christy for his boldness. On the other hand, Flaherty appreciates Christy and his boldness, and Flaherty's daughter and the barmaid Pegeen falls in love with Christy to the dismay of her betrothed son. Because of the nobility of Christy's exploits and the skill with which he tells his own story, he becomes something of a town hero. Many other women also become attracted to him, including the widow Queen. So there actually, when he was talking about his story and when he was extolling the things that this is what he did, so people started taking interest in Christy Mahon, and they you see, including a widow woman, you see many girls and women, they started taking interest in Christy Mahon. And you see many other women also become attracted to him, including the widow Queen, who tries unsuccessfully to seduce Christy at Son's behest. So Christy also impresses the Bliss women by his victory in a donkey race using the slowest beast. So later on, eventually, Christy's father, Mahon, who was only wounded. As a matter of fact, so Christy's father was not exactly killed, he was only wounded, tracks him to the tavern. He comes and tracks him to the tavern. When the townsfolk realize that Christy's father is alive, everyone, including Pegeen, shuns him as a liar and a coward. And you see, at the place of appreciating that, you see people started calling him as a coward. To regain Pegeen's love and the respect of the town, Christy attacks his father a second time. So because actually he lost the honor, he lost the love that he had in the minds and the eyes of the people, and particularly in the eyes of Pegeen. So he thought of killing his father once again, and that is why Christy attacks his father a second time. This time it seems that old Mahon really is dead. But instead of praising Christy, the townspeople led by Pegeen bind and prepare to hang him to avoid being implicated as accessories to his crime. So, but this time actually people became very much, you see, they were annoyed with Christie, and they started minding him. Christie's life is saved when his father, beaten and bloodied, crawls back onto the scene, having improbably survived his son's second attack. Christie's life was saved only after, you see, after some time, when even after being beaten, you see, his father comes back, and you see, he somehow tried to survive the second attack of his son. As Christie and his father leave to wander the world, Son suggests he and Pegeen get married soon, but she spurns him. Pegeen laments betraying and losing Christie. I have lost the only playboy of the Boston world. So this is what she told actually, that I have lost the only playboy of the Boston world. So this is what the story is, my dear friends. J.M. Synge was a leading figure of the Irish movement and the Irish theatre, and he did a lot to develop the Irish culture and Irish languages, and he was the member of, you see, the Irish League also. But later on, when you see there were differences of opinions, then he came out of the League. He did not accept, and he very clearly said that their ideas and his ideas were very much different. As far as the playboy of the Boston world is concerned, my dear friends, we have already discussed that it is one of the finest pieces of English literature, and it is the best work written by the pen of J.M. Synge. Here he talks a story of, you see, a young boy, Christie Mahon, who tried to kill his father, and he was running, accepting his fault. So initially he was liked by the people, but later on when the people, you see, and including girls and women, also started liking him and started offering their love to him. But later on, when they came to know that his father was alive, they actually they started calling him as a coward. And then he made a second attack on his father. But at the second time, people were annoyed, and they, you see, started binding him up. But later on, when his father survived the second attack, so only then he could be saved. So this was the story, my dear friends. Hope you must have got the point. Thank you very much.